What's going on, everyone? Today I'm going to be checking out my very first BTS reaction video. I thought this would be really fun, kind of make fun of myself and get a chance to see what I thought about the BTS guys almost 3 years ago now. Can you believe it? It's been almost 3 years since I've first reacted to BTS, and it's been quite the journey. So thank you to everyone who's supported me and followed me throughout my BTS journey. I love it, I appreciate you, and I really look forward to just making fun of myself here, chirping myself, as we say in Canada. I'm gonna chirp myself and see how I did. All right, let's get right into this.
What's going on, guys? My name is Max.
That's me.
And today we are reacting to the Korean boy band BTS.
The Korean boy band BTS right away. I don't know if I'd call them a boy band anymore, so that's different. My hair looks pretty good. I gotta give myself credit there. Haven't worn that t-shirt in 2 years. This is actually in my condo in Toronto. Now I'm in Mexico, guys. Things have changed. Things have changed. Okay, I look a little younger here too. Not as much gray in the beard. All right, let's go.
I'm a communication skills coach.
True.
And on this channel, I react to different people's interviews, presentations, and conversations. So if this is your type of thing, I'd love you to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and enjoy future content.
Did you guys hear that? He said, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. I haven't called for that in a very long time. Guys, if you love my stuff, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Young Max knew it was up over here. He knew it was up. I'm actually not as cringed out as I thought I'd be watching myself. All right, my intro's changed a bit, but this is cool.
Lived in South Korea for about a year, and I knew boy bands and girl bands were a massive thing there. So looking through all my comments, I've seen a ton of people ask me to react to BTS. This will be my first time ever seeing them.
I gotta say, my eye contact was pretty solid with the camera. Go Max! Yeah, I thought I'd come in here chirping myself. Maybe I will, but go me. I thought that was a solid intro.
I've heard from some people in the comment section that one of them speaks English somewhat fluently. The others don't really have a great grasp of English, and that's something I actually noticed when I was in Korea. A lot of people sort of spoke very basic English.
I like what's coming out of my mouth here. I like what's coming out of my mouth here. I gotta say. But it's funny listening to myself being like, I hear one of them is a fluent speaker, and now I know that one person is RM, Kim Namjoon.
My name is
so
RM.
I can see Army watching this now. I'm like in the seats of Army watching this and being like, yeah, that's RM, dummy. Come on. No, you wouldn't say that, but you get what I mean.
Okay, so the guy in the middle in the black t-shirt, he
RM.
clearly seems like the guy who speaks English the best, and he doesn't really have he actually looks kind of like the most relaxed. If you notice the guy next to him, he looks a little more uptight. He's got his hand on his wrist. He's sitting a little more formally.
Oh man, that's kind of funny. That's funny for me to watch and listen to. Like, if I was watching that now, I'd probably tell myself, like, chill out a little. Like, let the video play a little bit longer before you start making this analysis. But then again, putting myself in my younger shoes, I'd say, well, this is sort of like the idea behind your channel. You're kind of assessing and analyzing their communication skills. So, and there might have been some truth there. You know, RM being the fluent English speaker that he is, it would make sense that he's a little bit more relaxed and a little bit more comfortable. Whereas Jimin, I know a little bit more about Jimin now, it would make sense that he's sitting a little bit more upright and he wants to look a little bit more polished and is just maybe a little bit more rigid in some ways.
Some ice thing, watermelon. No. It's time for butter.
This guy on the far right in the front here, just like serious as ever. He's got his arms crossed, doesn't look happy to be there at all.
This is the best part of the reaction for me. Like, just because now I know I'm talking about Yoongi, and Yoongi is literally my favorite guy in BTS. This must have been a cool experience for people watching this to see my initial thoughts on Yoongi, you know? And I'm glad I did this. I'm glad I spoke about the BTS guys, you know, as honestly as I could when I first saw them. I'm actually proud of myself for that. Yeah, I think, you know, if I'm being real with everyone here, you know, obviously Army is extremely supportive and respectful and patient, but Army can also be protective. And I think once I realized that some of the things I thought I wouldn't necessarily say, whether it was conscious or not, because I think I was trying to avoid the wrath of Army. That being said, I always try to be as honest as I possibly can, and everything I say, I feel is honest, although there are things in my future videos where I feel like I've thought about, but I just haven't said. I want to try to get back to, with still being respectful, obviously, but I want to try to get back to saying things that I think without necessarily having that same kind of fear of feedback. And that's where I'm at, and I wanted to share that with you. I'm glad I said that about Yoongi, and this is beautiful because my impression of Yoongi has made a complete 180. And this is actually precisely what I like about him. The fact that he's sort of like closed off and seems uninterested. Like, this is part of what I like about him because he keeps it real.
The butter's melting and, you know, it's really smooth, but it's hot at the same time. So we want to just show the vibe.
Man, the guy in the middle in the black t-shirt who always...
That's Namjoon, man. That's Kim Namjoon. That's our leader, bro.
I'm the leader.
Get with the program. No, but in all honesty, it's funny that I thought I'd come into this video chirping myself, but I think I'm doing a pretty good job here. I think I'm doing a pretty good job on camera. I don't know if I'm doing a good job necessarily analyzing them and figuring out their personalities, but yeah, I like the way things are going.
To me, he kind of has that superstar appeal. Just the way he's sort of carrying himself on camera. He's kind of relaxed, he's laid back, he's not rushing himself, he doesn't seem nervous at all. Like, he just seems very composed and relaxed and just an overall cool guy.
Okay. I would still somewhat agree with that analysis of RM. I don't know if I'd necessarily lead off with saying that he's like super relaxed and composed necessarily. He does have a lot of composure, but I don't know if I'd lead off with those terms. I think he is a little bit more relaxed in English interview settings, that's for sure. But no, I mean, sometimes his tone changes, and sometimes I see him a little bit more serious and a little bit less laid back. So I don't know if that's necessarily how I would describe him now.
도전해보게 돼서 되게 배우는 게 많았었던 것 같아요. 그래서
떼창이 재밌어, 떼창이. 아, 맞아.
That's something I actually noticed when I was in Korea. A lot of Korean people, especially amongst men and boys, were very demonstrative. They were very physically affectionate with one another.
I was really proud of myself for using the word demonstrative, I could tell.
Were very demonstrative. They were very physically affectionate with one another.
But it's funny that they're touching each other here, and the more I watch BTS, you see them touching each other all the time. Not in the way you're thinking of, people. Get your mind out of the gutter. But, I think this was sort of an indication of what was more to come. And, one of the things I've grown to appreciate about BTS is how physically affectionate they are with each other, how open they are with each other, and how, honest and forthcoming they are about bigging each other up and making each other feel good and supporting each other. You gotta love that. I think that's part of the appeal for so many of us, is seeing the love and the affection, both physically and verbally, toward one another. It's beautiful. So Jungkook with Jim in there, I mean, if you're an ARMY, that's to be expected. That's not out of the norm. So anyway.
In sort of the Western culture as much as boys being affectionate with each other. So I wonder if that's part of their dynamic. We just saw a hand on the shoulder there.
많이 물어보고 하면서
Again, another one.
네, 배움의 시간이 되지 않았나.
So I agree. I think it's definitely more of a cultural thing, which I was alluding to here. And I'd be curious to hear what you guys think. Do you think that I've changed at all on camera? Go easy on me, please. I'm sensitive. But do you think I've changed at all on camera from my reaction 3 years ago? If you feel like it, please do let me know. I'd be curious. It's so fun seeing these guys here in this first interview and just seeing my reaction now that I'm a BTS fan. I'm watching a guy who had zero idea about any of them. And it's like, I want to tell him stuff. So it kind of makes sense now, because when I first started reacting to BTS, I'd get like paragraphs of comments. ARMY, you know what's up, right? Like, you guys know how ARMY rolls. Like essays. And I kind of get it. At first, I think I was a little overwhelmed. But now it's like, all right, like I'm sitting here and I'm kind of wanting to tell this guy what's up. So I get it.
And it's interesting, there's 7 members, that's a lot. So for the people who might be a little more shy.
And now that I'm into K-pop, I'm like, 7 members, that's a lot. I know there's groups with like, 8, 13 members. I know NCT, that's another group that has, I don't know how many members, 100, I don't know. So 7's pretty standard, I think, for K-pop.
The guy in the back left with the blonde hair, He's got this sort of like cute person. Excuse me. He's got sort of this cute personality. You know, when I first looked at him, I'm like, this guy's not going to say anything. But he's sort of like, he seems like the younger brother of the group, if I had to guess.
Insert another essay of Army telling me who the younger brother is and why. That's funny. It's funny just my wrong guesses here watching this. But that's fine. And that's actually one of the things I appreciate about Army. I appreciate how patient Army is, and I appreciate how much they want others to be a part of that group, that Army group, that BTS group. Like, I really appreciate that. And I don't think I got more than maybe like 1 or 2 negative comments on this first video. Now, it's very rare that I get negative comments from Army. Very, very rare. So even if I continue to get things wrong, which I do, Army is very understanding and patient, and appreciate you guys for that big time. Yeah, even here, I mean, I couldn't believe the encouragement I was getting. Yeah, like after reacting to this video, I was like introduced to the world of not only BTS, but Army. That's really what the world I was introduced to. And this is just kind of bringing me back.
He just seems innocent in a way and naive in a way. Just the way he's carrying himself, the way he's answering the questions. Sort of this like bubbly personality in a sort of innocent way. I like the guy on the left too. He's starting contributing a little more as well.
That's not a bad analysis. That's not a bad initial breakdown of Hobie. I don't know if I'd say he's naive, but I definitely do think there's an innocence to J-Hope. Innocent guy, sort of an innocent bubbliness. Because I think a lot of his humor is very physical and kind of like slapstick almost. So there's like an innocence to that. Like I can see there's sort of being an innocence to that. Like I don't ever see him kind of being mean or even bordering on like malicious with his humor. I don't find him to be like a very like sarcastic, cutting type of guy. Yeah, I think I was pretty accurate with Hobie there.
How many times do you listen to the record before it's ready for everybody else's ear?
셀 수가 없죠, 사실. Maybe like 30,000 or 40,000.
You can tell that, you know, this is a process that they're highly engaged in. They really do take the time to listen to their music over and over and over again.
That's actually something that's cool for me to see with the K-pop world too, and kind of broke my stigma immediately about their work ethic and their contributions to their music. You know, how intimately they are involved in the production and the creation of their music. So they're not just sort of actors that are kind of just told what to do and they repeat after the production team or the directors. No, they're very much involved. They very much have a role in the creative process. And another thing is I'd probably tell myself, like, you know, I'd probably want to watch a little bit more of myself reacting. Like if I was Army, now that I'm watching it from my perspective, I'm thinking, yeah, maybe it would be cool to see me reacting to a little bit more of the interview, just watching me react. And I think that's probably cool for the audience and Army to experience as well, seeing me react.
Down in the deep, yeah. 누구지?
Man, they seem fun. The guy in the back left seems a ton of fun. I feel like he's like the fun one in the group. Maybe the guy in the front left as well. They like to goof around the most, maybe. That's my initial reaction.
This is really cool for me, man. I gotta say, as someone who's Army now, it's like I'm watching someone brand new. Like I'm taking me out of the equation. It just happens to be a person who's being introduced to BTS. It's very fun seeing their initial reaction. I get why you clicked on the video now. You're seeing someone's reaction or assessment on an artist or a group of artists that you love. And that's interesting. And it can be validating. The psychological component of reaction videos, especially first reactions, obviously I see the appeal, but now looking at it from this lens, I really sort of appreciate it in a different way. I think it's cool going into a video, into a group with a completely blank slate, unbiased. That's why I don't watch any videos beforehand. Whenever I do a reaction video, it's my very first time watching that video because I don't want to cloud my judgment at all, and I want to give as authentic of a reaction as possible. That said, going into this very first reaction was really cool for me, and watching it, I can appreciate it because I was a complete blank slate. Those were the days.
There was rumor that there may be a Justin Bieber collab.
We're a company friends. It hasn't happened yet, so if you see this video, friend, call us.
The leader of the group, the gentleman who speaks English the most fluently, I really like the way he carries himself. I think he just sort of has a really relaxed, friendly, calm nature. You know, even when he was talking about how he wanted to collaborate with Justin Bieber, he wasn't over the top with it. He was just sort of like, yeah, call us, friend. Like, he just seemed to be comfortable being in that position.
Yeah.
And as the leader, or as at least the leader from an English-speaking standpoint, he doesn't seem to dominate the conversation. He lets the other group members showcase their personalities and contribute in their own ways.
Well said, Max. Well said. I'm on board with that one. Just to add on my commentary about his comments on Justin Bieber, I think that RM knows their value. He knows their worth. He knows BTS and who they are and their, massive following. I think it was a very sort of diplomatic response. They don't need anything from Bieber. So that's sort of the commentary I would add now that I'm familiar with the success of BTS.
The guy in the back left, just by him getting up off of his seat, shows to me that he is a guy who likes to be on stage. He likes performing. He likes to be an entertainer.
Ain't that the damn truth? Hobie likes to be an entertainer. Ain't that the damn truth? I gotta say, I like my energy in this video. I like my energy. I can tell that this was something that I was genuinely curious about. I'm just trying to think back. Is there anything else I was thinking going into this video? I remember seeing a ton of comments saying, can you react to BTS? Because I was doing a lot of reactions to the One Direction characters. And I remember seeing in my comment section BTS. So I was like, all right, I gotta do a BTS video. I gotta check out BTS. And the response I got from this video was completely unexpected. It shocked me. And it just took me down a path of BTS and other K-pop groups and a whole new world. So thank you. But you know what? I'm impressed with myself here, I gotta say. This was actually during the time where I was doing a ton of communication skills trainings and seminars. So I feel like I was kind of in communication presenting mode. So here I was thinking I was going to be talking smack about myself, and I'm being nice to the young, less gray bearded Max. Okay.
Peace and love, guys. Talk to you later.
Always proud of you.
Oh, yo. Mutual.
That was cool at the end there where they said that one of the guys said they were proud of Zach saying.
And if I was me now watching a guy react to BTS for the first time, that's what my comment would be below the video, would be, that was Jungkook who complimented Zach Sang. That's what I would contribute to the comment section. Now I get it. I get it.
When you get a compliment, a personalized compliment from a superstar who recognizes what you're doing, that does go a long way.
Good point.
That's the end of the interview.
Good point.
They do seem like a fun group. It seems like they are good buddies with each other. It seems like they are close.
That's true.
So
you don't know the half of it. That's what people probably say. You don't know the half of it. They seem like good buddies. They're close. They're brothers. They lived with each other for years and years. And now, that's one of the beautiful things that I've discovered on my BTS journey is how close the brotherhood is. There's so many reasons to tune in. One of the main reasons for me is to see the real brotherhood. That's what's inspiring for me, just to see how intimate they are with each other and how open they are and how well they understand each other. And it's almost like they're closer than brothers. So it's funny listening to me here saying, yeah, they seem close. They seem like good buddies. Because obviously now I know it's so much more than that.
please like this video. Please subscribe to this channel and let me know in the comments who you'd like me to react to next. In the meantime, I'll catch you soon. I'm Max. Peace.
Good job, young Max. Good job, young Max. Yeah, I think I did a pretty good job on my initial assessment. Obviously, my assessment has evolved and my opinions have changed, and I've gotten to know the guys, I think, pretty well. And I don't always get things right, but I think I've got a pretty good understanding of the group and definitely an appreciation for each of them. So it's been fun, and this was fun, and I appreciate all of you guys. And as always, if you want to watch any of my uncut reactions, including this one, all you need to do is go to my Patreon page. Guys, I appreciate the support so much, and I'll catch you very soon. Peace.